Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
Even the liberal media is getting concerned about all the scandals in the White House. Benghazi, the AP, phones being tapped, and now the IRS as well. We're going to be talking about it on Faith and Freedom. I'm Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, and joining me is Matt Barber, vice president of Liberty Counsel Action. Matt, we've been involved in a number of these situations. Obviously, with Benghazi, Liberty Counsel Action has collected over 100,000 petitions from people across the country and submitted them to members of Congress asking for investigation into Benghazi. We also have Freedom Federation, which is our 501c4 organization, and they've been waiting a long time to come back and give us the approval for the tax-exempt status of that organization. Now we know why. And now, of course, the AP reporters, we find that their private and business phones have been tapped by the Department of Justice, or at least obviously they had to be approved by the Department of Justice. A lot of scandals taking place in this administration, and even the left is beginning to take notice.
Yeah, you know, they call it the second term curse. It's more of a second term implosion with this White House right now. When it rains, it pours. And, you know, you can't take Cook County, Chicago corrupt politics to the national level and not be found out, not be discovered. So to borrow from President Obama's radical pastor of 20 years, this president's chickens have come home to roost. All of this corrupt practice is catching up with him, and hopefully now there's going to be investigation after investigation, hearing after hearing. Hopefully it'll tie him up to the point where he can't do any more damage to this country, frankly, with his policies.
Well, you know, Benghazi, of course, has been a fiasco from the very beginning. The president now says it's a sideshow. Well, a sideshow? When you go through 12 versions of a memo, the first memo actually had it all right. We now know that that was correct. The State Department and obviously the administration did not want that information coming out. It was during the midst of an election of 2012. And so they went through 12 different versions of the talking points to where it came up to where there was no terrorist attack. There was no problem with the terrorist organization over there. It was some video that was made here in the United States that ultimately spurred this on. What they did was they tried to shift the attention from the State Department and Hillary Clinton and President Obama, tried to shift the attention from the fact that terrorism is not dead and put it on an individual whose life was then placed in jeopardy because of this administration, all for political gain, for political reasons, because of the 2012 election.
It was absolutely a cover-up. And, you know, what was Watergate? Watergate was about a cover-up. It's about a burglary to a politically motivated burglary to get information, but it was about the cover-up. You know, the American people will abide a lot of things, but what they will not abide is being lied to by their leaders in a willful, intentional manner, as Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama have done here. They have lied to the American people. They cannot be trusted. And frankly, Hillary Clinton, why are we even talking about this? She should have stepped down and resigned in shame a long time ago. Richard Nixon did it, and President Obama, frankly, needs to resign as well. I hope that they will push forward, Congress will push forward with full investigations and get to the bottom of all of these scandals.
Well, then on the heels of that and the testimony that has been in Capitol, and of course we've been very much making sure that this is in the front and that we get answers. Over 100,000, 102+ thousand petitions we've delivered through Liberty Counsel Action to members of Congress. Then after that came the IRS. Yeah. And during an ABA event, American Bar Association event, some mid-level person with the IRS said, yes, they had actually been discriminating against some of these organizations based upon the Tea Party relationship, or words like freedom, other kinds of liberty ideas that you would find in their applications for 501c4 or other organizations, tax exempt. Well, guess what? We have an organization called Freedom Federation, and it is a 501c4. We filed, in fact, we filed a 501c3, didn't have any of the buzzwords in it like Freedom Federation, and we filed a 501c4 that had Freedom Federation. It had life and marriage and the Second Amendment and limited government, and all of this as part of the Declaration of American Values that was part of this. The 501c3 sailed through with no problem. We're still waiting on the 501c4. And earlier in 2013, we got this long letter from the IRS asking us all kinds of things. What do you discuss during the meetings of the other people that come together to talk about this? Give me some brochures or programs of the awakening events that you've been a part of with the Freedom Federation. So we recently sent a letter to the IRS before all this came out, and now we understand probably why they've been delaying and hassling us is because we have all these different pro-America, pro-liberty, pro-freedom words in the application.
And it's been even worse than that. Yes, they're creating every possible hurdle, this Obama IRS is, for conservative and Christian organizations that talk about, as you mentioned, a return to constitutional principles and to, to actually applying the Constitution to our laws as our founders intended. But they've made it even tougher on some other organizations. Arbitrary audits, just out of the blue, clearly designed, and admittedly so, now that they're even admitting, designed to harass, to intimidate, to try to shut down, and ultimately that's to try to silence people, silence dissent. So the IRS is being used as a political tool to silence dissenting opinions from this Obama administration. That is a scandal of epic proportions. That alone is worse than Watergate, Matt. But independently, every one of these scandals are worse than Watergate. But the AP as well.
Yeah, and so the IRS actually caused some of the left to say this is wrong.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be doing this. They were a little silent on Benghazi, but now they say with the IRS that's wrong. Then the AP came up, and then you have the journalists now are being wiretapped. They're listening to their private cell phone and work phone conversations, not just to one or two reporters, but to a wide group of Associated Press reporters. Now they won't say why they're doing it, but it came out that they actually are doing it. Now MSNBC is even up in arms saying this is outrageous what's taking place. They're now beginning to see what happens with this administration. This administration, I've always said, we've said here on this program and elsewhere, it's the most ideologically driven president and administration in history. Yeah. And so that ideology is bully politics, Chicago-style politics. And they will do whatever they can, whether tapping people's phones, giving you a hassle through the government agency of the IRS that should be neutral, or covering up their tracks
blatantly
for Benghazi, and even sacrificing people's lives as part of it. This is an outrageous administration, and it needs to be called to accountability.
It's the worst we've ever seen in American history. It simply is. And this AP thing, I tweeted after this all came out, I asked the liberal media, I said, okay, guys, so now how do you like having your constitutional right? Now you kind of see how it feels a little bit. And they are up in arms. And Mr. Obama, when you start losing your sycophants over at MSNBC, you know you're in trouble, sir. And that's where, to take the private phone records, personal phone records of reporters, of AP reporters, to tap their phone lines. I mean, this is stuff this is not George Washington's America. That smacks of Joseph Stalin's Russia. That is Marxist application in politics. It's frightening.
We had personal encounters with this with regards to the Susan Pine case when the Department of Justice, under the direction of Eric Holder, filed suit against her. And there was no facts or law to support this suit. They just wanted to intimidate a lady who was pro-life out in front of an abortion clinic doing good deeds. We ultimately got the case dismissed after 2 years of litigation. They had to pay over $100,000 in attorney's fees for bringing this frivolous case. And Thomas Perez, who was part of the Civil Rights Division on the case, well, now he's being nominated for Secretary of Labor. Well, what does the Secretary of Labor do? Well, it enforces Obamacare on the employers. So think you're going to get a fair shake under Obamacare if he gets appointed? He's been nominated. He's not been confirmed. This is why Liberty Counsel Action, we're making sure that the public is informed. We're making sure that this administration is held accountable, and we're drawing the line to defend your liberties. Go to Liberty Counsel's website, lc.org. Also, Liberty Counsel Action has lcaction.org. That's lcaction.org or lc.org. Go to both of those websites to update your information and stay involved. Sign up for our Liberty Alert, our Grassfire email, and remember Liberty Counsel in your tax-deductible contributions. You can do that right on the website at lc.org.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.